What's going on, everybody? Coach Johnny here with the TruFit Academy. We got a special guest with us right here. Jose is joining us here. Jose's been a client of mine. You've been with me in the TruFit Academy for just over a year now, which is incredible, man. That's awesome. So, Jose, introduce yourself, man. Tell us a little bit about you.
No, thank you. Hi, Jose Rodriguez. It's going towards like 13 months now. I'm in marketing and I've been working with Johnny. Yeah, for this time.
Cool, man. So tell us a little bit about what you do, like where you're from. Like, tell us a little bit about who Jose is.
Yeah, so I originated from Mexico. I moved here about 5 years ago. Been working out for probably 5 years now, but always sort of trying to figure out myself.
Okay.
I'm in marketing, so most of my time is a lot of it like with the computer and PowerPoint presentations, meetings, that type of thing. So trying to fit in the workout and things were always a challenge. But yeah, it's essentially marketing, and I work on medical devices for a healthcare company.
Very cool. Very cool. So you said you've been on and off for about 5 years or so. Um, so what was why were you looking for a coach? You got to a point where you were like, I think it's time for me to find a coach. So why were you looking for a coach?
I think what I was doing was mostly things that I was reading in magazines or looking in the internet, and kind of like picking from here and there.
Right.
But I didn't have I guess, like a consistent plan, or and at a time, particularly when you're trying to do fitness, there's a lot of information and it's overwhelming. The other piece is, in my personal interest was not exactly lose weight, but it was mostly about building muscle and body recomposition, which I think it was even harder to kind of like find something without a guidance.
Right.
So at some point I think I sat down and thought like let's find somebody that knows how to do this, like getting a coach. And for me, I'm 41 now, so I was like hitting my 40s. So I also had that like with work and things like that, I don't have time to look this, but this is
Right.
a goal that I always wanted to do. So that's why I kind of thought about finding someone to help me to figure it out.
Cool, man. Yeah. So sounds like you got a pretty busy life
Mhm.
with work. I know you got kids,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a whole nother story there. Taking up a lot of your time and energy for sure. Okay. So what was it that made you sign on with me? What was kind of the main factor of why you wanted to join me in the TrueFit Academy?
But to be honest, there were a couple of things. One, and we were kind of like coming out of the pandemic, but the fact that it was online was important to me to
Right.
kind of be able to fit it where I could, the busy schedule. I think when you and I connected, kind of like seeing some of the results that you had previously, also a little bit of what in a way research about you, like looking into like the website, seeing. I think there were a couple of articles that I found, with you in terms of like coaches or
On the website,
recommendations.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I also had I received personal recommendation as well about you and some people that you have helped. So that helped as well to kind of like create the trust and sign in.
Cool, man. I did not, I remember we hopped on a call. You were referred to one of my other clients, and we hopped on a call, and we just kind of clicked, man. You and I we were just on the same page. We are talking about the same thing, and we have similar body types, and that was really helpful for sure. Um, so yeah, man, you signed up with me what last January, and it's been a whole year now. And
Yeah.
what did you say? You went home over Christmas, man, and there was one thing you told me about your mom that was kind of cool. Why don't you go ahead and share that part?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, I've normally, for a long time, I've been more on the skinny side. My mom is always like, you're too skinny and you have to eat, like that type of treatment.
And like I try to eat, I just can't gain weight. It's so hard.
Yeah. And this year she was like, what have you been doing? Like your arms are so big. And she was like, trying to grab them.
Feeling your arms and your shoulders.
Yeah. And it wasn't like, like you're fat. It was more like, well, wow, like you grew, like, what have you been doing? What have you been eating? And it was fun because it was a change on the like what she normally tells me. And she definitely saw it. Like she was like, no, like your arms are super big now. And
Oh, and how'd that make you feel, man?
like first of all, I think it's good. The short answer, but it was like a good reinforcement. And a little bit of it felt like it paid off. Like all of the because obviously there's a lot of work that went into that. Not only the guidance, but like the actual commitment, doing the things. And so for me, it was like, well, it's not simple, and it felt good.
Very cool, man. Very cool. And so what? You've gained what? About 20 pounds? 20
Yeah.
pounds of muscle in the last year, right?
Yeah, it's funny because people have told me too, like that I look bigger, or my wife as well, like you look like big, and
Yeah.
yeah, my little one as well. I have a 4-year-old. She was telling me today, like like my big daddy, and and she started saying to her siblings, like look at those muscles, and like that type of thing. So it's fun to kind of like see, but at the same time, it's rewarding, and it's kind of like what I wanted. It's funny because when I talk to other people, normally a lot of the fitness programs are to lose weight. I'm like, no, I sign in for like gaining weight,
Right.
but in the correct way, like trying to build muscle, not just getting
For sure.
fatter.
Cool, man. Yeah, filling out your shirt a little bit, feeling a little better, feeling a confidence booster for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So, over what you've learned over the last 12 months and knowing what you know now, you picked up 20 pounds, you're feeling a lot better. You and I have, set a game plan for the next 6 months. Um, how has this positively impacted your life?
I think that there are several things, but like I think the program in general is about habits, like how to incorporate this into habits.
Yeah.
With I guess the two main components being like the exercise, but also the nutrition. And there's a third one which is important, which is all of the like I don't know if saying like psychology, but like the reasons why, the motivation. There's like journaling and some other
The
aspects.
mindset aspect of it.
Mindset, yeah. So and obviously like you're doing it for a like fitness reason, but it spills over in the rest of your life. And I think that from a like exercising several times a week, like I see how that have improved my mood, like sleeping, like getting better habits in that side. Same thing like drinking a lot of water, things like that I didn't have, that I can see not only the benefits from being able to exercise better, but also like cognitively, like thinking better, having more energy, like looking into those things. Being more mindful when I eat, like like what I'm gonna eat. Like I'm trying to look now more for protein,
Yeah.
where in the past I would just go for like whatever carbs were available.
Whatever will make me bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I think had like a again some level of like spillover effect on habits, and like understanding what are good habits and habit formation.
Habit formation. That's a great term. That's a great way to put it. Building a solid foundation of habits that will take you a lot further than any kind of diet or workout plan will take you. Building those core habits for sure. And do you feel like those habits that you and I have been working on and teaching you, do you feel like that was a big contributor to your success, or do you feel like there was another aspect of the program that was, a much bigger help?
No, like the habit formation was a big part. I feel as well because like creating them is the hardest part, but once you like are in the habit of doing these things, it's doing all of this becomes more with less effort, like almost effortlessly. Because like
Effortless.
I got into the like habit of waking, like I work out early in the morning, so I got into the habit. Like so now it's kind of like part of my day.
Yep.
And instead of like thinking like, oh my gosh, I have to like push things aside and create a space, like I found those spaces where I do a little more in automation. There was also as well, I think, the coaching calls with a group, like having a group of people, and the group in Facebook, and some of like that connection with other people that
The
helps.
community that we have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that like you can see others and you can help each other, and like positive message reinforcement, or even if it is just like a reminder that
Yeah.
helps to trigger things.
Awesome. Cool, man. That's awesome. Well, hey, man, I'm super proud of you, and I'm really, really excited for where we're going. We just got started. I say we just got started, but a whole year has gone by and we got a long way to go, man. So I'm really pumped up for you. And would you, looking back to where you are now, are you happy that you made this decision?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely I'm happy. I'm making the decision. I think uh, there is along the pathway there was like a moment where confidence was building up, and like a confident boost,
Oh yeah,
especially in the summer where you have more chances of like going to the beach and things like that. That looking back, and there were several things from last year, but this was one of those important ones that happened to me, that build up into confidence, and again some positive habits. Like I feel really good where I am, not only from a fitness perspective but like health wise, that contribute as well to like a positive mindset, I would say.
for sure, for sure. If you feel good, if you look good, um, you're gonna think a lot more positively about every aspect of your life, man. Your job, your family, and like you said, man, confidence boost, your energy wise, everything was just up. So, and man, you look good, man. I remember, I'm pretty sure, didn't you get some kind of amazing promotion sometime last year as
Oh
well?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I got promotion at work, and
there
I
you
was
go.
happy.
So I feel like once you turn inward a little bit, start focusing on those healthier habits, everything else in your life kind of falls into place for the better.
Yeah,
Would
yeah,
you agree?
things start aligning, and if not, at least the attitude, and that attracts more things.
For sure. Cool, man. Would you recommend working with me to anyone else watching this video, or what kind of advice do you have for anyone watching this?
Yeah, definitely. Like I would recommend anybody. I think like if you're serious, or if you want to really do something that changes the patterns, I definitely recommend them working with you. I think like you're a great listener, and looking into like what the objectives of the person are, digging actually deeper into why, and looking into what is that the person is going after. It's significant, and I think as a coach, you have those skills and the
Thank
experience
you.
as well. So definitely I would recommend everybody, and I'm open to, like, if anybody wants to talk to me directly, or ask more, like, happy to connect.
Cool, man. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that. Kind words from Jose. All right, man. Thanks a lot for joining me. Everyone who's watching, thanks a lot for watching this. If you guys want to reach out to Jose or myself about this interview or about any of my services, please hit me up as soon as possible. Because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to get. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Thanks a lot, Jose.
So, no, thanks.